Hi everybody. This is going to be new for me as well as probably you today, doing an online yoga class. I have not done this before, so it should be very fun and different and interesting. I hope you all enjoy it. Feel free to share if you want to send this on to some friends or family that might need something to do while they're stuck at home. And I apologize if my toddler comes running down the hall. She is having her quiet time in her room while the baby naps, but it might happen, so just be forewarned on that one. Hopefully the audio is coming in okay as well. I'm just using my computer, so we will see how this goes. Today we're gonna kind of bring it back to the basics, just in case we have anybody else joining who hasn't been in our class before. I'm not gonna try to throw any crazy curveballs at anyone today, so let's go ahead and get started. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and sit down on your mat. We're going to sit up nice and tall. You do not have to sit from your knees. If you would rather sit crisscrossed, you can go ahead and do that as well. We're going to sit up nice and tall, making sure our chest is forward. Our spine is as long and tall as possible. Just roll your shoulders back for a moment. Make sure that they're rested and that you're letting go of any tension you have through your shoulders. Very gently tip your chin down, so we relax up our neck a little bit better. We're going to begin to slow our breaths. As we do so, we want to breathe in through the nose. And we want to exhale out of our mouth. With each breath, try to fill your lungs a little bit more, slowing the breaths as we go along. Go ahead and rest those shoulders back now. On your next inhale, go ahead and rise your arms up any direction you'd like, from the front to the sides. Fill your lungs as you do so. Exhale, bring your palms together and bring them down to your heart. Let's do 2 more breaths. Drop your arms down, inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time here. Great job. Go ahead and sit all the way down for me now. Extend your legs out in front of you, both feet extended. Get those knees as close to the floor as you're able. We're still sitting up very tall here. We want to draw our chest forward, our shoulders back. Inhale, go ahead and rise those arms up one more time, maybe to the sides this time. Exhale, go ahead and reach behind you with your right hand. Twist around, just gently grab onto the outside of that right thigh and try to gaze behind your shoulder. As we continue to breathe, draw your belly button into your spine. A final breath here. And bring your shoulders back to center. Inhale, rise your arms up from the sides. Exhale, reach around with the left arm this time. Bring that right arm to the outside of your left thigh. Twist and gaze behind you. Final breath here. Bring your chest back to center. Go ahead and bring your feet up so that your knees are bent, your feet are flat on your mat. What we're going to do is take our right leg, bring that ankle up onto your left thigh, just below the knee here. Now what we want to do is try to press our knee forward so that we open up the outside of our hip as best as we can. Stay here for just a moment. If this is a lot, we can extend our leg down a little bit more if we need to. Bring that up now. If we'd like to, we can draw the chest forward toward our shin. Continue to breathe. And if you'd like, you can tuck that chin now into the chest or close to your shin. final breath here. Sit up nice and tall through the chest. Go ahead and release that right leg. Drop your left leg down all the way extended to the floor. Take this same right leg, bring it to the outside of your left thigh here. Now we're gonna reach up with our right hand, bring it around again behind you. This time take your left hand, bring that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. So we have opposite arm and opposite leg. Open up your palm and go ahead and twist your torso, gazing behind you on the right side. Remember to draw that navel in, up to the spine as we breathe. One more breath here. And relax, bring your chest back to center. Right leg comes back to our mat. Go ahead and bend both knees again, bringing your feet flat on your mat here. Now we're going to bring the left ankle up onto our right thigh, opening up this hip as we press our knee forward so we have as horizontal of a line here with our shin as we can. Now we're going to slowly sit forward if we're able, getting that chest closer to our leg. Take your time here. And as we continue to breathe, you can draw your chin into your chest. One more breath. Go ahead and sit up tall through your chest. Extend your right leg down to the mat. The left leg now is going to come to the outside of our right thigh here, just above the knee. Take your left hand, reach around and behind you. Your right hand's going to come up now. Bring that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Twisting through the trunk now. As we do so, keep that right palm up and open. Try to gaze behind your left shoulder as best as you can. Just a reminder, we shouldn't feel any strain here. If you can't hold any of these poses, you've gone a little too far. Just bring it back in a little bit more. We can always look at the wall instead of behind us. One more breath. Bring your chest back to center. Bring that left leg out. We're going into our butterfly pose. We're going to bring both feet together at the bottom of the feet. Try to inch your heels closer to your hips. Draw your knees down toward the mat, lifting your chest so we're sitting up nice and tall first. Slow the breath here again as we tip our chin down slightly. One more breath, fill your lungs. As you begin to exhale, go ahead and slowly tip forward, only going as far as you're able, tucking your chin into your chest. Final breath here. And go ahead and rise up out of this butterfly pose. Extend your legs forward one more time. This time we're going to take our right leg, bring it to the inside of that left thigh. As we inhale, rise your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to reach down that left leg toward our foot or our ankle. Just get as low as you're able. With each breath, try to exhale and get your chest to become a little closer to your thigh. Inhale with some power, rise up to the ceiling with your arms. Great job. Exhale again, just take your left hand, reach down to your left leg, open up your right arm, reaching toward the ear. Now we want to twist our chest forward so it opens toward the ceiling. And if you can, bring your gaze to the ceiling as well. If that's too much, just look straight ahead toward the wall in front of you. Exhale, take this right arm, reach it back behind you. As you do so, lift your hips, draw your body up onto your right shin here. We're gonna reach up to the ceiling now with the left and arch our back as much as we can. Try to look behind you. Inhale, lower your hips down to the floor. Good job. Switching sides here. We're going to bring the left leg into the right thigh. A big breath as we rise our arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, fall forward. Take it slow with each breath. See if you can get a little bit lower to the floor. One more breath. Inhale, rise with some power with those arms. As we exhale again, reach forward with your right arm. Go to the inside of that right leg. And as you breathe one more time, lift that left arm up toward your ear. Turn your chest forward. Try to get your gaze toward the ceiling. Exhale, swing up with that left hand, reach it behind you. Now pull the hips up as we do so, reaching up to the ceiling with the right arm. Try to arch your back. Inhale, lower your hips down to your mat. Very good. Bring both feet together now in front of you. One last time. We can pedal the feet out for just a second here as we move one foot followed by the other, pointing the toes, flexing the heels. We're still sitting up tall. We've got that chest forward, those shoulders back. And we're still breathing. Next breath, inhale, rise those hands up to the ceiling. Once again, exhale, point your toes forward this time as you reach down to the ground. Keep pointing those toes, feel that stretch run up the calf and the front part of the shin. Stay in this position. As you do so, think about your belly button and where it is as opposed to your thighs here. So as we kind of slide our hips forward, that belly button is going to come farther down on our thighs. Try to do that now. As you shift forward, you're going to feel that low back stretching open a little bit better. Pointing those toes for just another moment. Stretch those anterior tibialis muscles. They get really tight and you forget to stretch them out. Go ahead and roll out of this position. Slowly round out your body. Pull your chest forward and roll the shoulders out as you sit up nice and tall. Very good. All right, make your way now to your hands and knees. We're going to go into our tabletop position, getting ready for cat-cow. We want to make sure first that our wrists are right under our shoulders. Our knees are hip width apart, the tops of our feet are resting down on our mat. You should be looking right in between your hands at the floor. Take a big breath, fill your lungs. And as you exhale, begin to go up into your cat position. We're going to round out our spine, drawing our shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Tip your chin into your chest and pull your pelvis forward. As you inhale, drop your belly down to the floor. Your tailbone's gonna come up to the ceiling, arching your back as much as you can. Stay strong through your chest though, don't let it slump down into your shoulders. We wanna pull everything upward, as well as our gaze. Try to look up to the ceiling. Exhale again, we're gonna do 3 more breaths here. Gently press your palms into the floor and feel your shoulder blades widen a little bit. Inhale, drop that belly down. 2 more breaths at your own pace. Once your 2 breaths are finished, bring your spine back to neutral. We're looking right in between our hands. We're gonna dig our toes in now in the back and get ready for downward facing dog. Take a breath and then press into your toes, lift your knees up off of the floor, start to sit back into your heels. We're gonna be a little bit tight still, so if you wanna pedal your feet and bend one knee followed by the other, go ahead and do that now. Try to keep breathing and gently press into your palms so you pull your hips back farther on your mat. A final breath here, then slowly bend at the knees, bringing yourself back down to tabletop position. Rest the tops of your feet on your mat. Bring your big toes together and sit back into child's pose. We're going to drop our hips all the way down into our heels, lower our chest and our forehead down to the floor. If we can't get all the way there, we can also use our elbows and just rest our forehead here at our fists. If you are able to get all the way down there, go ahead and do that now. We want our palms to be at our sides with our palms facing up to the ceiling. Slow your breaths a little more now. Try to make them more restful. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Once your breaths are finished, go ahead and bring your palms back to your mat just above your shoulders on the floor here. We're going to press into our palms and lift our upper body off of the floor, then shift your hips forward back into your tabletop pose. We're going to dig our toes in now and get ready to rise up again into our downward facing dog. Take a big breath. Exhale, press through your toes, lift those knees off of the floor, sit back into your heels. Make sure your chin is tucked in, you're looking at your thighs and your ears are right in between your arms. It's okay if you need to bend your knees a little bit. We want a nice flat back. On your next inhale, go ahead and rise your left leg up to the ceiling. Try to keep your hips level today. Exhale, bend at the knees, step that left leg all the way through your hands. You might need to move a hand out of the way to get there. Then slide that right leg back so it's nice and wide. Rest down on your knee. And on your next breath, we're gonna rise up into a low lunge. Bring your arms up to the ceiling. Your thumbs should be pointing back. We wanna really sit down into our pelvis here and then gaze upward. As we go into that crescent shape, we're gonna arch the back only as far as is comfortable for you. Exhale, fall forward with your hands, bring it back down to the mat here, right next to your feet. Then lift that back knee up, step back with your left hand into plank pose. We want to make sure our wrists are right under our shoulders. Then tip forward very slowly. We're going to bend forward into chaturanga. As we bend our elbows, only go as low as you can before you feel that strain or you feel like you need to fall on the floor, and that's just fine. We're going to do cobra today first, so go ahead and rest the tops of your feet into your mat. Hug your body with your elbows. Exhale and rise that upper body off of the floor. Keep your elbows in to the sides of your body. Inhale, lower your chest down to the floor. Exhale, press up one more time. This time cheat with your hips and bring yourself back into tabletop pose. We're going to get ready for downward facing dog again. Dig those toes in, big breath. Exhale, rising up into our downward facing dog. Sit back into your heels a little bit more. Inhale, rise same side, that left leg one more time. Exhale, step through your hands. We're still going to go into our low lunge here. This time we're going to open up into a twist though. So take your left hand, bring it to the inside of your mat, right next to the inside of that left foot. Now we're going to reach up with the right hand up to the ceiling, twisting open with our chest. Point your thumb back and try to get your gaze up to the ceiling if you can. Remember, we want to pull the belly button in, using all those stabilizing muscles to help us balance. Exhale, fall down with this hand, bring it back to your mat. Your left hand is going to return to the left side of your foot. Just lift up slightly with that back knee, step back with the left foot into plank pose. One more time, getting ready for chaturanga. If it's hard to do this from your feet, we can bend the knees, and we can do it right here as well. We're going to slowly bend, shifting our chest forward. Go really slow. When you feel that strain, let yourself fall, and that's just fine. Press your feet down into the mat for cobra pose. Exhale, rise the chest up off of the floor as we hug our body with our elbows. Inhale, lower your chest down to the floor. Exhale, press up through the upper body, then pull through with your hips as well to make your way back to tabletop pose. We're going to switch sides now. Dig those toes in, big breath for downward facing dog. Exhale, press through the feet and rise up. Inhale, rise your right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knees, step through your hands. Slide that left leg back if you need to. As we breathe again, we're going to rise up with our upper body toward the ceiling. Remember, if you're feeling like you've got strain up here, we want to squeeze our shoulders and then roll them back so they open up and rest. Point your thumbs back. Begin to arch back with your body and really sit down into your hips. We want to open up the front of that left hip here. Exhale, fall forward with your hands. Lift up that back left knee, step back with your right foot into plank pose again here. Big breath for chaturanga, here we go. Fall down when you need to. Press up with your breath into cobra. Inhale, lower yourself down to your mat. Exhale, pressing up one more time, then pull the hips back. Tabletop pose. Digging the toes in, getting ready for downward facing dog. A big breath here. Exhale, press through the feet. Next inhale, rise the same leg, right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through the hands to the front of your mat. Slide your left leg back. Now we're going into our twist here, so take your right hand, bring it to the inside of your foot. Reaching up now with the left hand, we're gonna point that thumb back, try to turn the chest open and your gaze up. Belly button is pulled in.
Mommy!
Yes, Brandon?
Mom, can you pass
Exhale.
my movie? I need to potty.
Okay. Exhale, bring yourself back down to your mat. Go ahead and step up with that back left leg, stepping back into plank pose, and I will be right back. I apologize. Just step back into our plank position here. Go ahead and tip forward into your chaturanga, taking it slow here as we lower ourselves to the floor. Exhale, press through your palms, rise up into your final cobra. Try to get really high up, possibly toward those hip bones. Inhale, lower your body down to the floor. Exhale, pressing up one more time. Shift your hips back. Let's go into child's pose for a quick resting pose here. Bring your big toes together. Sit back. This time, if we'd like a variation, we can bring our chest and our forehead down to the floor. We're going to begin to walk our fingertips away from us as far as we can reach. Widen out your fingers now, spreading out your hands. Just very gently press your palms into the floor, and you'll feel your shoulder blades open up a little more as well. Slowing your breath here for a little bit of a rest. Take 2 more breaths. And slide your hands down just above your shoulders. Gently press into the floor and rise out of your child's pose, making your way back to tabletop. Digging your toes in, let's get ready for downward facing dog. A big breath. Exhale, rise up one more time. And start to walk your feet and your hands forward to the front of your mat. When you get there, straighten out your feet all the way. Reach down toward those toes. Try to draw the chest and the forehead in to the lower body for our standing forward fold. If you're feeling dizzy, just look up at the floor for a minute. And when you feel ready, you can fall back down into that fold. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, swoop your arms up to a half lift. We're going to bring them up to our ears. Really sit back into your hips. You should be able to wiggle your toes. Straighten out the knees as best as you can and feel that stretch run up the thighs. Exhale, pull your hips forward, and as you inhale, rise all the way up with your arms to the ceiling. Turn your palms out and then press out to the sides as we exhale. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Big inhale, rise your arms up to the ceiling. Fill your lungs completely, turn your palms to the outside and press down. One more time, tip that tailbone back down in just a little bit more as we pull our pelvis in, draw the belly button in. One more breath. Exhale. Very good. We're going to go and do a few standing poses. Let's start with our warrior 2. So we're going to bring first our left toes forward. Our right toes are pointing to the side of our mat. Okay, we want to be fairly wide here because as soon as we start to bend the knee, On this left leg, we want to make sure our knee isn't going to go over our toes. That's really bad for the joint. So let's drop down, and as we do so, we might shift our right leg back. So we're nice and squared off right here. That knee is going to stay right over the heel. Into our warrior two, we're bringing our arms up to our sides, shoulder height. Go ahead and gaze forward through your left hand as that left leg is forward. Sit down into your pelvis, open up your chest, pull it forward, roll your shoulders back. As we inhale, go into your reverse warrior. We're going to slide our right hand down our leg, reach up with the left arm toward the ceiling, turn your thumb to the front so we stretch through our shoulder as well. Try to look up at the ceiling. Exhale, fall forward into our side angle. For a nice beginner side angle, we're just going to rest our elbow on our thigh, turn your thumb to the back, and pull the chest forward so we can look up at the ceiling. You can go lower into side angle if you would like to as well. Exhale, coming back up into our warrior two. Sit down into your pelvis, gaze forward through that left hand. Inhale, rise one more time, bring yourself to warrior one. Your hips are going to come to the front. Our arms are up at the ceiling. As we exhale, we're going to fall forward with our hands. Take your back toe, bring it to the front, and koi pop step. Bring your feet back together, straighten out your legs again, forward fold one more time. Try to grab onto those big toes, or get your palms underneath your feet, and straighten out those legs, and just draw the arms. As we stretch through, you're going to feel your low back, your hips, and up into your shoulders, stretching out a little bit more. Keep breathing here. Go ahead and release your hands out from under your feet. Ragdoll your arms. Now we're going to grab onto our opposite arm with our opposite hands. Then just let everything dangle here as we slowly sway side to side with our hips. You're not moving with your arms, you're moving with your hips. Everything above that is just dangling. Go ahead and drop your arms back to the floor. Exhale, half rise, bring your arms to your ears, sit back into your hips. Pull your chest forward so your back is nice and flat. Exhale again, press your hips forward as you rise up, inhale. Turn those palms out to the sides and press down. 2 more breaths here, inhale, rising up. Exhale, turn the palms out. 1 more breath. Let's go into our opposite side here for warrior two. We're going to bring the right toes pointing forward, the left toes out to the side. Okay, nice wide stance. Then we're going to bend that right leg down, bringing the arms to our shoulders. We're gazing forward through that right arm. Sit down in your pelvis a little bit more. Let's open that groin and let's really work those leg muscles. Inhale now, reverse warrior, slide that left hand down the leg, turn your right thumb up and forward. Exhale, side angle, bring that right hand to the thigh. Just reach up with the left, turn your thumb to the back. Exhale, bring yourself back up into warrior two. Sit down into your pelvis again. Roll your shoulders back. Try to stack them right over the hips. Inhale, warrior one. Hips come to the front, arms come up. Rest your shoulders though, don't squeeze them. Exhale, fall forward with your hands. Turn your back toe and knee straight. And then this time, we're going to step back with that right foot, bringing ourselves to plank. And now we're just going to bend the knees and bring them in. Bringing ourselves back to our mat. All right. if you would for me, go ahead and bring yourself all the way down onto your mat. Lie down. We're getting ready for bridge pose. So we want to bring ourselves all the way down to the floor, keeping our knees up to the ceiling though. We want those legs to be bent. Okay, we don't want to be too far away or too close to our feet. Just find a good happy medium. Bring your palms next to your mat on your sides. Roll your shoulders back and really press them into the floor. We're going to take a breath now. Fill your lungs all the way. And as you exhale, go ahead and rise your hips off of the floor. Try to create a nice straight line between your shoulders, your hips, and your knees. We also don't want our knees to go wide or narrow. Just keep them tracking straight through the hips. As we inhale, we're going to lower our hips now down to the mat. Taking it slow, get really, really close to the floor, then exhale, press your hips up to the ceiling, one more time. And as you inhale, bring it back down. 2 more bridges, take them at your own pace. Final bridge. Go ahead and make your way all the way down. Let those hips rest on the floor. We can just gently sway our knees side to side. Bring your hips back to center now. We're going to take our right foot and extend it straight up to the ceiling. Take your hands and interlock them behind your thigh. Just very gently draw your leg in toward your chest, keeping your shoulders back on your mat and only going as far as you can without bending the knee. Continuing to focus on our breaths a little bit as well. Now slowly extend the left leg all the way down to the floor. Try to get that knee to touch. Take your right leg now, begin to lower it down to the opposite left side of your body. We might take our left hand here and give ourselves a resting place with that leg as we draw it down toward the floor. Your right hand should be back, kind of like a T shape on the ground, making sure we only go as far as we can without lifting our shoulders off of our mat. The straighter we can get that leg and the higher up, like a clock hand it goes, we're going to really feel our hips open. Go ahead and bend that knee now. Bring your hips back to center. Straighten out your right leg, this time all the way to the right side of your body. I'm running out of room here. I'm going to shift over. There we go. We can use our right hand now to grab onto our thigh and just gently draw it upward. The more you point your toes back toward the floor behind you, the more you'll feel your inner thigh open up. Go ahead and bend the knee, bring your hips back to center, your knees up to the ceiling. Press your shoulders back as well if you need to. Lift your left leg now up to the ceiling, interlock your hands behind your thigh and start to draw it in. Think about your body. If you have any tension in your shoulders, your neck, or your jawbone, go ahead and let that go. Take your right leg now, straighten it out all the way to the floor. Try to get that knee to touch and try to keep the knees on this left knee nice and straight. Don't let it bend. Taking our time now to take the left leg, reach it across to the opposite right side of the body. We're going to take our left hand and bring it out, making sure that both shoulders remain firmly on our mat. Straighten out that left leg as best as you can so we can stretch through the hip here. One more breath. Go ahead and bend the knee, bring it back to center, then straighten out your left leg, reaching it open. As we do so, we might grab onto our inner thigh with our left hand and just very gently guide it upward. You can go from underneath too if you prefer that. Try to point your toes back, and that's going to really open up the inner thigh. Bend your knee, bring your hips back to center. We're going to get ready for pretzel now. Let's go ahead and crisscross first. Our right leg over our left. We're trying to crisscross above the knees. We're going to lift both feet off of the floor now. Go ahead and grab onto your shins and then start to slide your hands down your legs as low as you can get, hopefully to the tops of those feet. If not, that's okay. We're just going to gently press our feet down toward the floor now. And as we do so, making sure our shoulders are still pressing back into the ground. Widen your feet now and pop those hips open just a little bit more. Try to rest here. Final breath. Then go ahead and release your left foot, rest it on the floor, followed by your right. Crisscrossing now the left leg over the right leg. Let's lift both feet off of the floor. Grab onto your shins, slide down to the tops of your feet. Gently press them down and then pull those feet apart so we pop the hips open a little more. Roll your shoulders back if you need to. Final breath. And rest that right foot on the floor, followed by the left. We're going to bring both knees to chest now. Just bring one knee up, followed by the other. Grab onto your shins if you like, or if that hurts your knees, just underneath the thighs. And draw them into your chest. Final breath here. And going up into happy baby pose. We're going to bring both feet up to the ceiling. Go ahead and grab onto the tops of your feet from the inside of your feet. And we're going to widen out as we draw the knees out toward the floor. Feel that groin open up. Some people like to move here. You can gently sway side to side, forward and back. If it does not feel good to you to move, you don't have to, that's fine. let go of your feet, bring your knees back together, rest one foot on the floor, followed by the other. We're gonna go into our final pose today, Shavasana. Let's straighten out the body, bringing our legs all the way to our mat. We're going to turn our palms forward so they're facing up to the ceiling. Let your feet and your head fall where they feel most comfortable. Think about your low back for just a moment as you slow your breaths. Is your low back arching? And if it is, we need to just tip it forward a little bit more so we can press our low lumbar spine into our mat a little bit better. You should still feel rested. So there's going to be kind of a happy medium here. As we keep our jawbone nice and loose, keep your lips shut, slowing the breaths even more now. For a few more minutes, I'm going to go ahead and just let you rest in Shavasana. Close your eyes as your mind begins to wander. Your breaths can become more shallow, and that's fine. As your awareness returns to class, go ahead and deepen your breaths for the final time today. As we do so, we're going to fill the lungs once again through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Really press through all the way to the diaphragm. Big breath filling completely. Exhale, use some power behind your breath. Final breath today. much. I will miss greatly not being at yoga this week, and hopefully it's not long before we're back to the rec center, but until then, I'll try to continue to post some motivational videos that you can follow, maybe some links as well to some things that I have found and enjoy online. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day or evening, and I will see you soon. Bye.